Hello there, everybody, and welcome back once again to Space Engineers. Didn't know it would do that. Oh, I love this game. That's right, everybody, you joined me once again to view the Lily Mark 1, and it's, well, it's looking a little worse for wear, to be completely honest. Thank you to all the suggestions in the comment section for names. I did like the Garfield we have at home. That was a pretty solid one, but I was looking at my cat this morning, and you know what, for once, I'm putting a veto on this. This is my choice. She stays with me, just like this. Okay, as you can see, we've taken a couple of hits. That's not surprising, given that that is what I have just come over. Magic, insert clips of getting here. You know what? Full send. Can only go 100 meters. Clunk. It's all about timing. Oh! This could go poorly. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You've just got to do that. And then that, and then, one of those, and perhaps one of these! Ah, crud. Oh, so stupid. This terrain's a little brutal. Ooh. What? Oh god. Slow down. Slow down, bus. Oh. Round of applause, folks. Let's give it up for Magic. I know you can't stand the fact that I'm the one doing the talking. I get it. Believe me, I live in this body. But I mean, if you could just leave a like and a subscribe and just a little tickle on the chin for our mushroom friend, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? He absolutely has earned it. Now, our initial goal was to head over to that unidentified signal. But while I was bringing the time-lapse camera over here to investigate something, well, I noticed something a little unfortunate. You'll notice that it's not on the surface. Yeah, we're not going to be driving over to this unidentified signal anytime soon. It is very much up in orbit of the planet, which is a real shame because I was genuinely looking forward to checking this thing out. It's at this asteroid here. They're very cool encounters. No spoilers here. I'm not going to go inside, but this is what they look like. They are ways for you to get access to really endgame tech. We've explored a little bit of this in Season 2 of Pseudony Survival, and I really wish we had had a time to explore more. But that is something that I would love to leave the planet to do, but it's certainly not something that we are... Oh, no. That we are currently able to do at all. Which means that our initial mission is a bust. Well, it happens. You gotta just keep rolling. Quite literally. By releasing your parking brake and heading downhill. Now, not all is lost. In fact, it could have been a lot worse. I could have driven another 70 kilometers before realizing our problem. So instead, what we're going to do is actually back off a little bit and head back the way we came. On my way here, I scouted what I think looks like a pretty tasty little location for our base. In fact, why don't I hop back into the spectator cam? We are definitely going to have to return to Earth, though, to pull this one off. Beautiful. There is the Lily. Excellent. And if we just head over this way, there is a lake right over here, which is pretty much exactly what we had asked for, right? We wanted a lake near some mountains and ideally near an iron ore deposit. That part we still have to scout. I have not looked that up. There is a boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
Which will probably have some kind of resource in it. And I'm sure there are others. There's another one over there. But yeah, we do indeed have a lake. So now the question becomes, do we build the farm inside the mountain, sort of using the lake as our ramp, like sort of like a waterfall kind of thing, or do we build up against it, or do we build up on top and find a way back down? That remains to be seen. I did scout forward this way since I was in spectator cam anyway, and while there are some very pretty valleys, there are no good spots for a lake house, at least not in the immediate vicinity. So no, this back here, and it's actually fairly level terrain for driving, this is where we're going to build our empire, I think. Yeah, and I think for now, settling on these verdant hills, just right at the face of it, might make a lot of sense. Maybe up against the cliff so we can like sort of quarry out some of that stone. I don't know. Let's head over there and let's figure it out together. I just noticed an unknown signal dropping. We really do still need to be grabbing those, because we don't have a way to reliably produce our own food. We could eat the dog meat, but, well, no. Okay, what have you got for me? A lucky special item? Cow welder, cow welder, cow welder? Nothing. Great. And some nickel. Okay, actually, I mean, not food, but not bad. Also, everyone was like,
"Oh, largely unemployed! Why don't you click the giant red claim NPC button,
quote,
in the middle of your screen?"
Where is it? Where would you like to define the middle? Is the middle in the room with us now? I might be shadowboxing here. I don't know if anyone actually said that. I just need to blame someone other than myself. Okay, there's a big button. You can click the button and now it won't explode. Okay? Are you happy? Are you happy? Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. We backseat gamed the fun out of it. Probably, I don't know. Again, I might shadowboxing. But I do have something more important to show you as part of the reason I came over here. There we go. We now have improvised experimentation installed, and it's behaving exactly as expected. Meaning that we can now drag stuff around and staple it onto other stuff with great freedom. Look at this. Okay, so to use this, you just got to pick an empty hand, which is 0 by default, and you can drag stuff around if you tap R. There's a bunch of other controls that go with it. I'm not going to be describing all of them, but that will get you pretty close. Now, I do actually want to staple this onto my ship, which requires us to use some merge blocks, which is not something we've really gotten into yet, so let's pull those out. Although, to be honest, for now, I might just stick it on with a magnet. Because I'm a bit lazy to do all the alignment stuff. Let's just put it somewhere where it probably won't break. Right over there. That'll work. Okay, and then if I just go here and I grab magnetic plate, it's on auto lock. Great. I can now grab this. Where'd it go? There. And I can glue it on to here. There we go. All right, cool. So we'll bring that one with us. Let me go get the rest of this stuff. And I'm going to keep eating the fruit. I really hate to be eating the fruit. I should rather be growing the fruit. But, well, I'm stupid, and I didn't buy food before I left on this road trip from the trading station. So, we're doing it raw. Okay, let's hit the road. We're about halfway there. Oh, right. If you hit P, dummy, it is going to release the magnets now. That's fun. I forgot about that. Okay, no worries, no worries. Easy fix. You just put it back on. And you really hope it doesn't clang out the wheels. Thankfully, it's fairly small, so it should be fine. Okay, I do see ore in the lake, which is very tempting. I think we should go investigate that. Ah, and there is a natural ramp right here next to this boulder, which is presumably also natural. A lot of questions to be asked if it's not. Okay, that is silver. Silver is nice. Very nice. Let's just put a quick GPS. I was typing. I couldn't control the thing. All right. Handbrake's off. I don't even... Which way is up, man? I'm lost. Somebody help me. Okay, just get me away from the silver. I don't want to be here anymore. Okay. Thank you. All right, well, that was absolutely flawless arrival. No notes whatsoever, no issues either. What's going on under the water here? By water, I mean completely solid ice. Nickel, iron, and cobalt. You couldn't ask for more. Is there any, I mean, this is like literally the perfect place to settle then, right? We got a natural ramp which we can smooth out using, you know, unnatural ramps, and we've got a nice location to build our homestead. I think I know what we're doing. It's got everything the body needs. Okay, then I'm assuming you are an iron boulder, just from your natural coloring. Yes, indeed. Okay. That's fantastic. I don't think that there is much else a girl could want at this point. Okay, so this shall be the foundation of our entire operation right over here on this cliff face. No, parking not released. Oh, there goes my battery. Press P again. It's tumbling. Oh, it's still going. It's still going. I shouldn't be allowed to do anything, really. I gotta be under, like, my estate needs to be under administration. Okay, we need to start planning this out, and that is a job for the time-lapse camera for sure. I just want to make sure we are, you know, as, like, I don't know, concisely oriented, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, you know, precisely oriented. That's probably a better one. Start there with that. That'll be the first point of our platform. We are quite far away from that, though. Yeah, we're gonna have to run a really long conveyor to get up to here. Is that such a bad thing? I don't know if that's such a bad thing. I quite like the idea of building off of this cliff. You know what? Give me a minute. Let me look around here a touch, and I'm gonna start getting settled. The goal for today would be to get like a basic little hut set up, like think of like a camping tent with a food processor in it, and get started on the quarry so that we can start digging up those valuable resources. And unfortunately, they do go under the ice, so we are gonna have a big hole in our ice, but you know, what are you gonna do? After a little bit more scouting, it's clear that this does actually extend under the rocks here. We've got some nickel right below us. We've got iron is definitely more sort of central. The nickel seems to track this rough sort of like left-hand side. Iron's more central there. And we got a pretty good overlap right here, to be honest. If we put a mine right there, we would clip what looks to be all three deposits. This is a useful thing to do, by the way, this kind of scouting, because you can kind of get a little bit of everything, plus a lot of ice, in our case. So I think maybe what we want to do is actually just build out a platform that will kind of surround the hole we're going to make, just so it looks more intentional. Yeah, and then maybe we can have a quarry going into the mountain, and that could double as our hangar / rover pit, right? And then we build the actual farm itself up on that ledge. Okay, that's interesting to me. Let's put a GPS quarry spot here, right? So that's quarry spot 1. That would be the ice and the ice, cobalt, nickel, and iron mine. And then if I'm doing that, I'm thinking that we build a ramp up along this slope. There's already sort of a natural one. And I think we build our stone quarry into this rock face right over here. Like, we got this little depression, we can build into that a little bit and work from there. Or alternatively, there is this one over here which is a little bit more sheer. I think I can make it work with that tree behind me there. I think I can do something with all of this. So let's do something with all of this. Okay, let's get started though. I've been talking a lot. It's time to get building. And also we have no food, so we really have to get building.
Shorty had a pair of apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur, the club was looking right at her.
Okay, there we go. We've got ourselves a basic supply of food. Very slow, but food. Okay, we are making cooked steak. Oh, thank God we're not going to starve to death. That was literally on 1% food. All right, so we've got a wind turbine currently directly powering this hand-fed food processor, but it's there. So this is the plan. For now, we're going to build this little shack, right? This little shack on the prairie right over here. In fact, I might move it out one more block, and this is going to be our little hovel. I'm going to have a nice little glass window here so we can see this, and then I think round about here, we're going to drive a big old wedge. Like, this might be the edge of the road, I think. We'll drive a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 wide wedge into the wall. That actually makes me think, how big are the hangar doors? I probably can't make them on account of progression, which I have not disabled, because then what would I complain about, huh? And without complaints, what content do I have? It's the bread and butter. Hangar doors. Aha, I just need to make any door. Okay, cool. That'll come within time. Because I think the hangar doors extend 4 slots, but you can never be too sure, right? All right, so that's gonna make me some cooked steak. In fact, honestly, straight up home slizzle, why don't you just make 10 of those? And I'm gonna be eating Fido for a while. With that set up, the next thing we must make is the batteries. And in order to make the batteries, we need to get the refinery and the, what's the other part of the refinery called? The assembler up and running. I think, so right now this is a conveyor junction. I am going to build that conveyor junction in its entirety. Although this is going to move, so maybe I won't. But I do think that this is going to be our rough sort of path for our conveyor belts. I think they will flow this way. And so that means I want a cargo container sort of here-ish. So how many did I want for the road? I wanted, let's have a look here. Let's just do some basic planning. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 wide road. That's going to go into the mountain. And we'll build our drills sort of here, and they will dig that way. Big square chunk of the mountain's going to be dug out, and that's going to be where we end up parking you. So that's that edge, which means if I'm going to have a little refinery room built into this, like a little workshop, as it were, I would want that coming off here. Let's just mark this out fully. Okay, so with that in mind, this here would be the door of the workshop, give or take, maybe here. Yeah, because I want it to be one back. So let's get a door just in hand. And sure, we'll just do the sliding doors for now because they're easy to see. And the edge of you is there. Okay, so those are the 2 rooms. That's going to be our living quarters for now, and that'll be our workshop. So how much space do I actually need in the workshop? Not a ton, to be honest. I just need to fit a basic refinery in here, an O2H2 generator, and for now, an assembler, and a cargo container, of course. We're going to need quite a big one, too. Okay, so let's lay this. Okay, you're going to be my reinforced conveyor tube, and I do actually want to see you, so I can see if things break. Alright, so that's going to go all the way there and link up to this. And of course we can put more, we'll slice and dice this as we need to. We can put more connections in. Alright, so that's our conveyor tube. And I think maybe for these parts I want to flip it so that we don't drive over the X's, just for aesthetic reasons. Cool, and then we flip it back around for this part. Something like that. Okay, so we'll have the back wall coming off this. And honestly, straight up for now, I'm just going to make these out of, like, armor panels. Super cheap, super easy to make. So the back wall is going to look something like that. And if you're wondering why I'm putting them outside first, it's so that they take up space on the exterior block, not the interior one. I mean, the assembler's a dead end, right? So let's put the assembler in the floor. And we'll do it like that so we can still see it, because it is pretty. Guess I'd want a T-junction here then. No, you know what would fit perfectly here is a small cargo container. Just like that. Okay, that'll allow us to access the assembler. And then there's a temptation to build the refinery into the ground here. I think it's exactly what I'm going to do. Because that way we have a little bit more floor space up on top of the workshop to do stuff. And also these components, like the basic refinery and stuff, are, I mean, we're probably going to end up disabling them pretty soon after the base is actually functional, so let's just build it in now. Yeah, I like this plan. Okay, we got a little bit of juice. We're definitely going to need a proper wind turbine set up to get this running, of course. But the first thing we're going to build is that. Let's just clear out some of this. Then you. And then you. And we'll get as much of that as we build as we can. We might have to scrap the food processor to get the refinery online. I don't know if we have enough steel plates. Oh, no, we got everything. Wow, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, that means we can get started here. Okay, gorgeous. So let me grab all of my raw resources. I do have several ingots. In fact, I think we can now just straight up empty out everything in Lily and just dump it all in there. Okay, that took literal that took a while, but we got there. Now time for some more wind turbines, I think. That's the next big step. We need to get a proper wind turbine tower set up. And let me just drop off like 20 of these. And let's just get some steel plates. Oh, we had 2 steel plates left. Wow. Wow. Okay, basic assembler, could you make me a couple hundred steel plates, please? Whenever you're ready. Wow, that was a fair bit of time lapsing for sure, but this is what we've currently got to work with, and I'm pretty happy with it. So it may not look like much. We've got a conveyor tower that's unconnected, a couple of lights, and a floor. Well, the floor is full of goodies. In specifically, I can't speak, this is our dual cargo container setup. We got these 2 massive ones here that are going to hold all the stone that we dig out of there and all the ice and ores and things that we dig out of there. We'll probably build more of these as we go along. And they are wired up to each other with a cargo link down there, which for the moment temporarily sticks up through our future road. This over here is going to be where we want to park our rover, which means we need to clear out all of the stone in the way. I don't know how deep I want to go just yet. I'm thinking at least the depth of the rover, maybe another layer at the back so we can have some like crates and things. We can carve out the sides slightly, but I don't want to do all that by hand. It takes a very long time, and there's a good chance of blowing up your scaffolding. Let me show you what I mean. If you left-click drill near scaffolding, no harm done. It's all right. But if I were to crouch down here and right-click drill too close to my scaffolding, there's a chance, of course, that now it's not going to do it, there is a chance that you can blow it up, and it can actually do some collateral damage because it counts as an explosion. And now I've just ruined my floor. Well, if that had worked, it would have been a great demonstration. Anyway, we need to set up our drills, and all that's going to be super simple is a couple of pistons and a couple of drills. So let's grab some drills. Let's put them on this over here. I'll use the new fancy ones because I've got them. And can I get some pistons? Also, how did drill show up when I typed P? Mysteries of the night. I don't know. Okay, are we gonna have enough space here to fit this in? No, it's gonna be just too big. Okay, so we're gonna have to do one piston, cut it all off, and do another one. Yeah. I think bucket excavators don't work sideways, though. Pretty sure. I don't know. Not an engineer, clearly. Thankfully for us, all of this is pretty much just iron. Just a whole bunch of iron and a little bit of nickel, which ironically enough is going to be produced when we dig out the rock. So, you know, it's a win-win. And let's just make sure that this tower has switched to green. It has not yet because this isn't built. That should go green. No. Oh, right, because it's a pass-through inventory. It needs another inventory on the other side. And we just need a bunch of steel plates to do that, huh? Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm out of iron. Never thought I'd see the day. Well, the irony is that we can't dig that out until we have that iron. No, nothing for it. Just gonna have to dig. Okay, there we go. A little bit of digging, and we're there. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Lovely. 49 steel plates still missing. Whatever. I don't care. Clear it out. Thank you. Okay. Now, that is going to be enough to turn on this drill. Right. Lovely. And then using you, we should be able to... Let's slow this down. Let's go to like 0.15. And flip the speed. Okay, so that should be able to pull ore quickly enough through here into there. Why are you not connected, sir? That is a T-junction. That is a T-junction going in all the right ways.
Huh?
Stop. Stop, 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 stop. You know what? This is temporary. You could just, not a sorter. You could just have a straight up conveyor hub. Just in case. I don't want to risk missing out on anything, you know? You might want to make it taller anyway. Okay, then you can have that. And you can have that. Okay, now it's green. There we go. There we go. Okay, it doesn't need to have a full inventory on the other end. I really thought it did. I didn't think it would consider this connection to be green, but I suppose that is a satisfied connection, so it should work. Yeah, nah, never mind. Once again, proven to know nothing at all. How does he do it? All right, send that down. And now, we're just gonna have to time-lapse digging out this big old hole. As we dig more hole, I put more drill. More drill equals more hole. You get the idea. There have got to be better ways to spend your 30s. Than waiting for stone processing, but hey, it's making a dent. It's making a dent. I did also build a battery while that was working. There we go. We are slowly but surely charging that up as the night progresses. And I think most importantly, yes, we have shaved off enough stone to actually build a couple more drills. So what I'm going to do is cut this all back and build a drills wall, like just a square of them, and push forward in the old-fashioned way. Because this is working, it's just painfully slow. Oh, it's painfully slow. Enough of that. Let's tidy this up. Okay, final big push. It is amazing how much steel you can collect if you are just passively mining it. Oh god, I am out of hydrogen. Okay, so this is going to be our big push. This should be the final size of the hangar. And unfortunately, this has taken much longer than I was anticipating, which means we may genuinely have to start actually building said hangar next time. But digging a big hole is definitely a big part of this game. So I'm, you know, if nothing else, it's definitely part of every single Pseudony survival series. I think actually that's true, right? We did the pit on the moon, then we did the pipe in the banana stand, and now we've got the pitiful problem. I don't know what you want to call this one. Put all the drills on. We have, jeez, man, goodness, we got what, 16? Yeah, 4x4. 16 drills. It's pretty hefty. And then we need to put these on as well. So this is gonna go super slow. Definitely share that inertia tensor, please, with your friends. You're also going to be super slow, and you can go first. Okay, so this is going to be 2 piston depth back into the rock face, which should be good. I did check. We're not going to pop out the other side. So this is going to be pretty solid, pretty protected. Not that there's much in the way of threats out here, but you never know. How are we doing for production? I mean, I've, like, emptied out all of my stocks of everything. There's the refinery. Yeah, we're like basically out of everything. All of these drills have like, you know, 2 iron plates over the weld line. Us having to shuffle them around like quite a bit. But there we go. Okay, we are entering the cave. Because it was just sort of more of a grotto before, but now it is very decidedly a cave. And the nice thing about doing these hole digging projects in Space Engineers, especially if you're a new player, this is why I'd recommend trying one out. A, it teaches you how the pistons work, which is, you know, that's pretty good. But B, and I think more importantly, once you've built one of these, you've got all the components to then build another one, right? Like you've got everything that you need to keep going. Because this is like 2,000 steel plates almost, and just in the basic amounts, and it takes a while, let me tell you. So once you've got it, you definitely want to use it. Do we want to go even further back? Or is that getting silly? How far in are we? You know, we've only got this little bit that's actually under the ledge because of the shape. Yeah, maybe we actually go another block forward. I think that might have to happen. I'm loath to do it, but aesthetics demand. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I will show you. It's less involved than you might think, but it can be a bit of a pain. Okay, so first off, both pistons reverse. Leave the drills on while you're reversing, because they'll kind of like wobble, and you might actually score a little bit more mining while you're doing so. My god, my throat just stopped working for a second. That's not fun. Okay, they're far enough back now we can turn them off. And here's where the goofiness begins. Because in order to connect that grid to here, we're going to have to do some piston merge block maneuvers, which are, some people call them suicide, for good reason. Allow me to demonstrate. Okay, give me the old merge block. This one goes this way, this one goes this way. We build 1, 2 of those. Yeah, I'm going to weld this all the way up because it needs to be pretty tough in order to survive what I'm about to do to it. And then we just need to get some steel tubes in there, a couple in there just for power. Okay, now with that done, we can cut this off, right? Then you need to move forward, right? But this is going to be in the way, so I'm going to have to do a little rock surgery, aka digging. Okay, let's see how much that gets us. So now I want you to reverse, just not too quickly. That should be fine. And basically what we're doing is we're just making space, right? Because now we'll be able to fit another piston behind it. And then with more merge block shenanigans, we can connect them all up. Right, so we can do that one. Oh, we could even do one more. Maybe. It doesn't like this. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, get the drill. Keep her going? No, that's all you're getting. Okay. Jetpack fuel is low. We must imagine Sisyphus happy. Now, it's very important to remember that doing all of this additional work is to avoid doing all the additional work of having to cut this apart and build it again. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not doing that again. So we're doing one more. We're going one more piston depth. One more piston depth. That's all you get. Alright, so that part is done. Now, for the stupidness, I need another merge block set. This one goes here, and the other one goes here. This, and this now. You paying attention, kids? You following along? Good. Then, gently. Oh, so gently. At like the snail pace speed. Start retracting that. Is it moving? Yes, it is. Okay, once that's done, we just cut this one off, and we're all Gucci. I'm just gonna wait over here for it to lock. Come on. Come on. As soon as those two latch, we need to cut this off because this thing's gonna rip itself apart. This is gonna have to be quick. But it's not supported, so I can't cut it off any other way right now. Come on. Latch, damn you. Latch. Cut. Okay. Alright. Nothing blew up. Lovely. Did you see it bounce back? Did you see the wiggle? That's what my heart rate looks like. Okay. Whew. Well, it could have been worse. We could be dead. Turn you to 1.5 speed. We put all the drills on. And set you to work. Oh, well, I suppose the first 2 pistons are just going to be filling in the same space for the most part, so you might as well keep going. And put your shear inertia tensor on, please. Just speed things up a touch. That doesn't seem right. I don't think they should be able to mesh like that. That feels like it should cause some grinding. No, speaking of which, my head's being scraped against the ceiling. How much stone do we currently have in the tanks? 1.4 million over there, and about 0.5 mil over there. Okay, so we're definitely going to fill up the tanks, which is good. Going to give our refinery stuff to do, which means at this point we're basically just we're clearing out stone rather than harvesting it, which I'm actually completely okay with. I'm going to get crushed in here, aren't I? Okay, and then final one. This piston needs to move as well. That's going to give us a cheeky 2 million stone to process in our free time. Can run some conduits up here. I might as well dig a little funnel, huh? Get some lights up there or something. Yeah, a little bit of piping. Ooh, I've got ideas for how we're going to design this place. But that's all going to happen in the next episode, people. I am simply, completely, and entirely out of time for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. This has been a hell of a mission, a hell of a journey, a hell of a process to get all this set up, and wow. We picked a good location. What a view. So we have the start of a base. We don't have a base just yet, but we have a hole, and we have a rover, and a dream, and a hole for the rover, and a hole for the rover's dream as well. Lots of holes, lots of dreams, and if that isn't just the way we like it around these parts, then I don't know what is. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, we will be seeing you in the next one. Cheers. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?